back of his horse, and you get just about a window to get in 2 slashes or 1 slash, so we're just going with a light R1. The DPS took me a couple of hours, but after getting into the rhythm of things, with the lessons taken from both Loretta and the Draconic and the Tree Sentinel that took me 1 hour and 50 minutes the first time I fought him, I thought I didn't have to face one of these. But if you take the conventional route in Elden Ring like a first-time player, you have to too. So hey there, peace, what is up? It's C.O.Z here, back with another video. We're going straight to the Draconic Tree Sentinel boss fight. When I got into the rhythm of things, I found that a really good tactic worked. It's doing exactly what I've done with Loretta combined with Tree Sentinel, especially if you're doing it with the no mount. I'm whiffing a lot in this video, so it wasn't actually a good attempt. It wasn't one of the best ways I got it, but I did get him. So bring lots of heals, and a longer reaching weapon will definitely help you with this fight if you're not like max buffed out. If you know your gear strats and all that, then you should take him down even faster than I did. But as you can see, what I'm doing here is that I'm just taking my time. I'm letting him come to me. As always, he's coming with the horse. He also spurts fire too, but I'm just waiting for his whack. And what I keep doing, as you can see, which is consistent with my dodging rolling form, is I'm rolling towards the back of his horse, and you get just about a window to get in 2 slashes or 1 slash, so we're just going with a light R1. At this point, I did start utilizing for the first time ever my Ashes of War, or my skill on this ability, or what it's called. I think it's called Bloodhound's Finesse. That's the first time I accidentally started using it properly. I'd accidentally maybe used it a few times and didn't know what I was doing. And when I started using Bloodhound's Finesse, and everyone is like, oh my god, thank god, this girl is crazy, she's learning it via patterns. Make your life easier, C.O.Z, at least a bit. Use your Bloodhound's Finesse, it will definitely help you. So the Draconic Tree Sentinel has another attack over here. It's this crazy magic attack. When he moves his shield up in the form of the triangle, he spurts an AoE. You want to dodge just before it strikes, and to the left or to the right. I found it easier to keep him on lock-on. Again, I stayed mid-range. I was sort of semi-aggressive. So what I mean by that is I got a few hits onto his horse at the start. I got whacked there as well. So don't get too greedy. Obviously, if you get greedy, you will be punished for it, as I was. But yeah, look, I roll behind his flank. I take 2 hits. Ooh. And that crazy whack came down on me, but I didn't back away too fast. For the majority of his first phase, you can stay about mid-range, dodge through his fireballs. Then he's going to do that. Once he's finished with his fireball thing, he's going to do his weird slam and gallivant. You get to the back and you hit him again. For some reason, despite the fact that Elden Ring switched up a lot of things as comparison to the other Souls games that I've played, with my little experience with them being an amateur player, but also sharing these tips and my Souls journey as well, it seems to me that they always seem to have a but. You know, you hit the booty. I don't know what it is with From Software games or Souls games, but if you hit the back with most of them, the games that don't rely heavily on parrying, such as maybe Sekiro or Lies of P is in the library, but I'm not going to think about that until I've got through a few other things and maybe uploaded this series. We're not going to return to Elden Ring until I've basically finished everything up until Radagon, so that included anything optional that I fought as well. Since I didn't just do a beeline playthrough, I fought some optional bosses and I tried to fight everything that I could possibly to soak in some hours. There's still a lot left. It's crazy the amount of times I had to study attack patterns, died, got good, and beat these bosses. So I really like sharing my experiences to you. About the second phase, his mace obviously charges up. He does the same thing, slams it back and forth, except now that his mace gets this random AoE attack. I got caught by these AoE attacks a lot. So in the second phase, so past halfway his health, what you want to do is you want to back off a bit. Again, he does that crazy triangle thing where he places the shield up. I was whiffing with my Bloodhound Finesse over here, but I stayed close, but I also backed off a bit. As soon as he does this, you want to roll away, get out of the area. He spurts his fireball. They can be dodged, easily telegraphed if you're at least mid-range or a little bit more of a distance. A little bit of phase 1, except you have to be a little bit more cautious because obviously he's spamming AoEs to get you out of his depth of field and stopping you getting that DPS per second or damage. Quick slashes do really well as he is pretty fast. I mean, despite having that chunky horse, he is pretty fast. But after a couple of hours of dodging, I did manage to get him to a session. I was thinking I should go and quit for another session, but I was so close to beating him. It was just about getting the rhythm of constant repetition and practice, which is the best way that I play. I just go in there, repeat, read, study patterns. I enjoy the dance mainly, regardless of how much I get punished. Then we got him. So yeah, as you can see, again, I'm hitting down his sides. This time I narrowly avoided his slam too. I'm taking my time. My character is pacing back, circling. Right, okay, he does that slam again, and normally the positioning is to get behind his horse and get a few hits, because he is much less deadlier on the flank as opposed to forward. So you know, he's spurring all these fireballs. Although if you are quick enough, what I could suggest is that, you know, when he spams his fireballs, as soon as he finishes, there's a small ample window to get like 2 hits on his head. There we go, we got behind him again. We whiffed a lot, but you could see I was right in terms of the positioning. Like, I kept dodging around. I took my sweet time here. Okay, he does this crazy triangle thing again. That was one of the hardest attacks to dodge. It was his AoE attacks in phase 2 that kept killing me once I'd figured out how to do phase 1, because phase 2 is basically like a costume pie, or like an additional show on top of phase 2. He's much stronger than the Draconic Tree Sentinel though, than the default Tree Sentinel you find in Limegrave, and I really hate them, but I still beat him with no mount, so I'm just happy to share whatever I could learn about over here. Again, he does that crazy AoE thing over here. We're backing away. He does the fireballs, and I slowly round in. Okay, right, we roll through. There we go. We got a hit to the side, so not always the flank, but to the side as well, as long as you miss or you just about calculate your roll to get through that sweep. Again, look, we roll through that. Now we're in the river. I keep whiffing, but you know what? You know what I'm talking about. Keep going for the bot. Keep baiting him. Roll behind the bot. 2 hits. That was the best way, and then getting a few side slashes too. As you can see, I got a little bit more reckless towards the end because he kept killing me on the attempts that I had with him over the couple of hours because of this, but I wanted to finish him off as fast as possible, because it was like, okay, I understood this fight now, I just have to maintain the right level of aggression to take him out. But yeah, he can be done with a mount too, but actually I was told he's easier with a mount. Obviously throughout Elden Ring I beat Elden Beast without using a mount as well, not even once, which made it 10 times harder. Radagon was hard enough. I really enjoyed Radagon's boss fight. I didn't like Elden Beast at all, but I managed to figure him out anyway, by literally just practicing until I figured out how to deal with every single attack through just repetition. It took a long time, but you know, it's the final boss of the game, so it was all the more worth it, and you'll be seeing that video in the future covered too. But yeah, I'm going to be uploading an Elden Ring premiere as well, where we basically, at this stage, we are getting around the Atlas Plateau or Lindell, or the start of all that, scouting things around there, and just more gameplay environment too, to showcase the bits that I had recorded of my playthrough. There's so many premieres in the backlog. Of course, we got Cyberpunk 2077, that's also finished, the main story, so that'll be coming out too. Stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoyed this video. As you can see, we're in the river again. He shoots it up there. When you see that triangle shield, to the side and to the flank, and he is down. Get in that river and you'll be fine.